Hit on the ground to Posey. Posey to Lincecum. One down in the eighth. Popped him up. Buster Posey doing a pop-up dance. Two down in the eighth.
Lean towards left center with Blanco in center.
Blanco on the move. Side retired. Lincecum is going to go to the ninth inning without allowing anything more than a walk in this game. And they are on their feet here at AT&T Park.
Now, if you play baseball, there's a few things that you know to be true. There are a few traditions that are followed that are totally superstitious, and yet everybody still follows them. One of those traditions is not to speak during a no-hitter, let alone a perfect game. So if a pitcher is in the process of pitching a no-hitter, nobody talks to him in the dugout. In between innings, they just ignore him. They don't talk to him. They don't give him a high five. They don't say, hey man, keep it up. Only 3 more outs to go. All of these things are considered a jinx, are considered terrible form. You just don't do it. You just shut your mouth, let destiny play out the way destiny's going to play out, and do not ruin this guy's bid for a no-hitter. Now I'm going to break that rule here because I just took a glance over at the terror attack list from 2015, and guess who is on a roll? Guess who is pitching a shutout? Gunman. That's right, gunman and gunmanism has been on fire. Fire! Well, it's not gunmanism in general, it's more fundamentalist gunmanism, but, oh yeah, they also go by Muslims, but yeah. Muslims, this month, let's work backwards, okay? Let's go backwards from yesterday. Yesterday we have 43 dead in Pakistan. We know that's Muslims. Look at this, they don't even put it in the box. They're just like, dude, do we even have to? Do we have to waste the ink? Even though we don't use ink digitally, do we have to waste the human energy to type in that these were Muslims? Okay, that's awful. We got a suicide bombing in Afghanistan. That's the Taliban. We got 22 dead in the Republic of Macedonia from a group called UK. Now, when you click on UK, you soon discover that these are Albanians. These are Muslim Albanians. So the streak is alive. We go back. 22 dead in Iraq, that's Islamic State. We got 1 dead in Afghanistan from a bombing, Taliban. An attack, 17 dead in Afghanistan, that's the Taliban. We have 2 dead in Garland, Texas.
Headshots.
That's Islamic State, a total failure there. We got 19 dead in Iraq, Islamic State. Let's not make a big deal about it, but the month of May, we're pitching a no-hitter. Let's go back in time. Bosnia and Herzegovina. I've never once pronounced that right. Honest to God, I've probably tried 40 times in my life. Bosnia and Herzegovina rolls off the tongue, and it's Zvornik. Zvornik. Impossible. Literally impossible. Wahhabist movement. That is Muslim. 2 dead. Suicide bombing in Iraq. 8 dead. That's ISIS. Republic of Macedonia, the NLA. That's Albanians in Macedonia. That is Muslim, but it doesn't matter. 0 dead. Well, it does matter. I mean, there are hostages taken, but whatever. Bombing in Somalia, that's Al-Shabaab, Muslim. Afghanistan, 33 dead, that's ISIS. 3 dead in Iraq, that's ISIS. 10 dead in Somalia, Al-Shabaab. Oh, Al-Shabaab, you rascals. 17 dead in Iraq, that's ISIS. By the way, none of these things is covered by the Young Turks. Not a single story here, except for Garland, Texas, where they smeared the victim, where they spent 10 minutes discrediting and attacking the victim of a jihadist attack. That's their contribution in this list. Thanks, Turks. 20 dead in Pakistan, that's the Baloch Liberation Front. Car bomb in Thailand, the local Islamic insurgency group. Oh, the local boys. Just the local Islamic group. That's nice. That's Muslims. We got 3 dead in Iraq, unknown. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that is Muslims. Saudi Arabia, 2 dead, Al-Qaeda. Not Muslims, Al-Qaeda. Okay, keep that in mind. 24 dead in Nigeria, that's Boko Haram, that's Muslim. 15 dead in Egypt, that is gunfire and a car bomb, that is Muslims working with gunmanists. 148 dead, beautiful, Kenya, Al-Shabaab, Muslim. So now, again, please avoid, nobody talk to the pitcher, because he just pitched a perfect April. April is clean, not a single hit. Now let's continue to go back in time until our streak is broken. Istanbul, Turkey. You're not seeing this on the Young Turks. 4 dead Muslims. 24 dead in Somalia, Al-Shabaab. Kidnapping in Nigeria, well, that's Muslim. 17 dead in Libya, that's Islamic State. 137 dead in Yemen. Allahu Akbar! It's Islamic State. 21 dead in Tunisia, Islamic State. And finally, we get to a non-Muslim. Bravo! And the streak is broken. It was like an infield hit off the nub of the bat, and the third baseman tripped trying to get to it. It's got to be considered an error. I mean, I hope the statisticians label this an error, because 1 dead, 5 injured, a neo-Nazi. First of all, a neo-Nazi. Ryan Giroux, or Giro Ukes, as I like to call it, because I don't pronounce things French. Ryan Giroux, 41-year-old, he's been in prison the last 20 years. He gets out of prison. He has white supremacist tattoos, like many white prisoners will have, because when you go to prison, you gang up by race. The Mexicans go together, the blacks go together, the whites go together. They're all in gangs. This guy gets let out of jail after 20 years. He reoffends. He kills a person. But because he had some association to what they consider neo-Nazism, they're labeling it as a terrorist attack? This is a crime. This is one guy doing a crime. Look at this. The terrorist group that they pin this on is Ryan Giroux. A terrorist group of one guy. Him. Every other thing on this list is groups of people. Groups representing ideologies, political movements. Hundreds and thousands of people. This is just Ryan Giroux. And I love how, like, black people will go to jail. They'll be part of gangs in jail. Mexicans go to jail. They're part of Mexican gangs in jail. They come out. They reoffend. That's not a terrorist attack. Oh, another Crip. The Crips. The Crips have shot somebody again. Let's throw it on the terror list. It's ridiculous that they would throw this guy in there. I mean, this is just like a pity. This is a mercy rule. Throw in a white neo-Nazi who shot somebody and went back to jail where he will spend the rest of his life. Unbelievable. And the guy ruins our perfect game. Ruined it. But it was an incredible run. You gotta admit that. And let's hope for the future that we just keep this streak alive. Keep hope alive, my friends. Because when you crack open that paper tomorrow, there's a damn good chance you're gonna see some Muslim terrorism. Damn good. But yeah, let's keep in mind Ryan Giroux and keep some perspective on the global threat that Ryan Giroux poses. Pfft. Crack a please.
There's a time to speak, and the time is now.
Oops, I spoke too soon. As I was editing the audio for this, I went over to CNN to check, and lo and behold, gunmen have struck again. Goddamn gunmen. Gunmanism is radical, folks. I'm not saying all gunmen. I'm not going to paint all gunmen with one broad brush. But there are fringe elements of gunmanism that we need to address. Gunmen storm hotel in Kabul. 14 dead. Jesus Christ. But the no-hitter is intact. Nobody mentioned it to Tim Lincecum.